Many functions are going to use parameters. Now, you'll hear me often say the words parameter and argument. It might seem like I'm using them to mean the same thing, but there's a very subtle difference between the two, and I want you to understand it. The parameter is the slot or the bucket where you put the stuff. You can think of a parameter as a variable that belongs to a function. The thing you put in the bucket, the data that you give to the parameter, is called the argument. Okay, so you'll hear them interchangeably or seemingly interchangeably a lot of times, but the parameter is what you define in the function. When you call the function, you give it an argument for that parameter. So I have a parameter that goes into the function, and then the function does what it's supposed to do. For example, if I wanted to take the thing that I just did and I want to customize it so that instead of saying welcome to the ATM, it's a function that will show a menu that contains a customized message that I give it to it on the fly, then I would give it a parameter here, and I would repeat that parameter instead of having a predefined string here, which is what I did before. I would have that parameter value or the variable that it matches that parameter, so that when I call the function, I give it that argument for that parameter, and it will put it in here. Let's take a look at that in code. And this is where I start to lose people sometimes. I don't want to lose anybody here, but let's take a look. Show menu. So if I wanted to create a parameter that went with this, I would put that parameter name here. And now you can see it's already saying, hey, this is going to be highlighted because you called for a parameter, but when you called the function, you don't give it an argument that goes in that parameter. So instead of this, I'm going to put str message. So now whatever I give it here is going to be printed in the menu. So the first one says, hello there. And then the second time I call it, let's use something else. My name is Bill. Okay, so now it's going to call this function with two different arguments. It'll do the same thing, except here on this line, it will print the message from those arguments that I'm giving it. So you can see, hello there. Second time it prints it, my name is Bill. So now I can use this slightly generic function to make it more specific or customize it on the fly to whatever my case is. And that is why you will want to use parameters in your functions.